What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. Well, the big controversy with The Witcher 4, for most, there's a lot of controversies. The big one for me is I'm fine with Ciri being a protagonist. Her being a full-on Witcher who has passed the trial of grasses and is taking Witcher potions, that's my big issue. That and the tree of knowledge, knowing that half, if not more, of CD Projekt Red is completely captured by woke mind virus and has to appeal still to ESG scores and all those other things. There's course correcting, but it ain't by everyone at once. And so they have responded. The game director and narrative director have responded to the controversy, and they've talked a little bit about exactly why they want Ciri as the star. And so this is from a couple of different interviews. But the first one is for Eurogamer, and they're talking about Ciri being the main protagonist. Weber, this is Philip Weber, the narrative director. I think there's many valid reasons or worries and responses because I think a lot of them come out of passion. And I think a lot of those questions are also questions that we asked ourselves. So we really, again, say that we are beholden to the lore, the canon of the books the three previous Witcher games, and we'd want to take that seriously, and we really want to respect that. So all the answers we basically want to give in The Witcher 4 are in line with this attitude. We're not suddenly making stuff up just because we want to. We really want to take these things seriously. So I can really understand if some people, might have wished to play another game with Geralt. Like I can say myself, I could make games about Geralt until the day I die. Then why don't you? I would probably die happy. But I think for me, and I think for all of us at CDPR, it's also just really exciting to see all the opportunities that Ciri brings us, both with her character and also by just virtue of who she is, what we can do with her in terms of the gameplay as well. This is all under like best interpretation of this. And the problem is we don't trust them at this point to do it without making her, who was already likable, insufferable. So I think the best answer for us and for the people that are really worried right now is basically to show them when we are ready that we really do this well and with care. And I hope we can then convince them with the game itself, because I think actions speak louder than words. Kimba here, Sebastian, or Kalimba rather, is the Simba. He's the game director. He said, yeah, well said. On top of that, just please remember that we are also not developers, not only developers, but we are also gamers. And, we've started with the second protagonist already in the Wild Hunt. And so there was already a tease. So we really are all about making sure such calls are very educated calls. Yeah. Now this is conflating two things. Setting Ciri up as a protagonist isn't surprising. She's a playable character in The Witcher 3 for certain segments. The difference is her powers are completely different than Witcher powers. And while she was taught sword fighting and monster killing, she's not an actual factual Witcher, even if people call her a Witcher. It's a Witcher in name only. And her powers in gameplay are based on her Elder Blood powers and teleporting and shit like that. So it's a little disingenuous to make it frame like, oh, she was always a Witcher. Not the way you're doing it now. So we can't say yet exactly how we're going to handle it. This is something we're going to reveal later, but I can say that we really want to respect everything that came before. Now, this has been pointed out multiple times. Blood of Elves, yes, described as a Witcher, but that she hasn't actually taken any of the Trial of Grasses. Can't, because one, they don't know how to. This also reads, the ash blonde girl who here in Kaer Morhen, they want to turn into a Witcher, a real Witcher, a mutant, a killing machine like themselves. They want to mutate the child, subject her to the trial of grasses and changes, but they don't know how to do it. Then Triss states, Ciri must not be allowed to grow wild, blah, blah, blah. The point is, even back then, they trained her as a Witcher because they didn't know what to do with a young girl. There's a couple of different things here where they talk exactly about how they're going to make it happen. They talk right here. I think, honestly, this character-driven storytelling, this is why they chose Ciri over making a new character. I think it's a character-driven storytelling has always been the DNA of our Witcher games, first with Geralt, and then, of course, we started setting up Ciri as a second protagonist in The Witcher 3, and now we want to continue with her. She talks about her that she's at the beginning of her journey as a Witcher. So as an example, Geralt was very, very experienced already. We went through so many things, and he created his own code, his value of neutrality. He created so many experiences, and Ciri still has to make many of those experiences. She has to go through so many of these things. So in a way, even though Ciri is, of course, a defined character, with her, players will have the opportunity to define her quite a bit more, specifically define the path that she will take on her way to becoming a Witcher, and basically what also kind of person that makes her. And then finally here, this is the game director saying, I would say the world of The Witcher is a really dark one that's really inspired, of course, by dark fantasy folklore, but also medieval to early Renaissance. And that is a world that was tough for many different groups, women among them. And as an example, in The Witcher, we also deal a lot with racism when it comes to non-humans. And this is something that we want to keep up with The Witcher 4. I think it's something that has always been really important. We make games for adults, and it has also means that we tackle some difficult topics. Yeah, you do. And the things is that was all in the books in the previous games. It's just based on who they hire. Will they be able to do that fully? The end rub of all of this is, are you going to completely negate all the previous lore and just say that her elder blood is what gives her the ability to magically pass the Trial of Grasses? I don't know. Either way, all of this sounds great under best interpretation, but we don't have best interpretation, unfortunately. We've all been hurt before. Shields are up. Pattern recognition is in full force. And hey, at least they said it was all based in passion and that they'd like to win us over. That's a lot better than calling us incels and attacking us, which is exactly what some of the people they've hired at CD Projekt Red have said about us. So either way, you let me know what you think about all this. Make sure to like and sub if you have done that. Thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.